I'm Anne Douglas. I'm the Group Director of Farm Source, which is the farmer-facing part of our cooperative. Now, our 2030 on-farm target is a 30% intensity reduction of Scope 1 and 3 flag greenhouse gas emissions from an FY18 base year. The largest part of Scope 3 is on-farm, and that's therefore our biggest opportunity. And we've planned that 7% of our on-farm reduction will come from adopting best practice farming. Look, our biggest opportunity to reduce the on-farm emissions and meet that target right now with our farmers is actually by driving greater efficiencies on-farm, and that has been a huge area of focus for us. So over the last 12 months, we've engaged with over 90% of our New Zealand farmers about our emissions intensity reduction targets and how we plan to achieve them. Right now, farms supplying Fonterra in New Zealand are making great progress. 93% of them have farm environment plans and 90% of them have animal wellbeing plans. In September, we issued the Farm Insights report with a renewed focus on emissions and efficiency, and we issued that to every farmer in our co-op. It covers nutrient optimisation for increased pasture growth to help reduce emissions, feed efficiency for optimising grazing on farm, and animal efficiency opportunities for healthy, high-performing cows and optimum milk production. To help farmers identify opportunities for emission reduction that's produced on farm, we've developed a suite of emission efficiency tools and services. These include an on-farm efficiency service delivered by our sustainable dairying team, an emissions efficiency dashboard that provides in-depth analysis of on-farm data and what's really driving that farm's emissions footprint, and a greenhouse gas emissions scenario tool that calculates the estimated change in emissions for a farm based on critical inputs such as milk production, stock numbers, and fertiliser usage. So I'm joined here today by Pete Morgan, who's one of our very proud Fonterra farmers on his beautiful farm here in Te Awamutu in New Zealand. So Pete, we know that you've been on a journey of reducing emissions on this farm for quite some period of time. Do you want to talk to us about what you've been doing here?
Yes, we've been on the farm 25 years here now, and that journey has just been continual for us, developing the land, creating a more efficient production system, and definitely a focus all the way along as we've developed tools and support around addressing our greenhouse gas emissions.
So what have you been focusing on in the last 12 months, and what sort of tools and services have you been utilising?
The three big ones for us have been around the efficient use of our nutrients that we have in the form of fertilisers, the animals themselves, that they are performing as efficiently as possible, and then the big one and the biggest driver of greenhouse gases for us is the use of feed.
Great. Well, so if you think about going forward, what is the kind of next main areas of focus for you?
Well, for us, that primarily is around the continued planting. So we're putting in a significant number of natives every year, retiring areas that are less productive, that are sensitive soils. And the reasons for that around riparian or infill management is obviously there's a potential sequestration in the future. Secondly, certainly the animal performance. We've got a great herd, but there is always potential to actually breed animals who have a far lower greenhouse gas footprint, and addressing some of the milk quality issues means that we can carry on selecting animals that are the most efficient for producing milk within our system.
Yeah, I think that combination of how you're using nutrients, how you're optimising for feed, and how you're also optimising for your animals is really important around how you're going to run an efficient farm and reduce emissions over time. It's been great talking to you, Pete. I think you're doing wonderful work here. And for us, what we're going to be focused on is continuing to build the tools, the services and solutions to help our farms continue to reduce their emissions on farm and run really efficient farming businesses. We're also going to focus on making sure we get our customers really close to our farmers to help accelerate that reduction in emissions. And in part of that, what we'll achieve is these really long-term, sustainable and resilient farming businesses for the future.